Hi there. In a world where nothing is certain, that means anything is possible, right? If you want to fulfill your dreams and desires, you are in the right place. You absolutely can have a life of happiness. Everyone deserves an abundance of love, laughter, success, health, and wealth. I'm Tara Chadzakis, and you're listening to the Happy, Inspired, Motivated podcast. The show that brings you meditation, mindset, and motivation. So start by giving yourself permission to be awesome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome to Happy, Inspired, Motivated. Today I'm joined by Shawn Harper, and Shawn is a former NFL player who now works in the field of motivation. He is very proud to say that he helps unpack strategies and techniques that are used normally by professional athletes to compete and win at highest levels. But he actually uses those now in corporate trainings and helping people to build teams together. He's helped transform thousands of corporate environments. He's built leadership, trained teams, impacted youth development in schools, engaged with churches, and he's now a high-energy keynote speaker that activates winners. So let me introduce Shawn to you. So hi, Shawn, and welcome to Happy, Inspired, Motivated. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
It sure is. I can't believe that I just love, I know my podcast viewers can't actually see the background, but you've got this epic background behind you. What is that I can see?
That's the football stadium that I played in when I played professional football.
Okay, and which one's that then?
I played with the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. I played with the Colts and I played with the Rams. And so oftentimes people would, reference me as a former professional football speaker. And, it kind of like sets the tone. A lot of my engagements, people want to know about sports because, not many people make it to the professional ranks.
No.
And I just, use that as a launching pad. And plus, it kind of puts me in the right mindset, right? Play to win. So
I absolutely love it. I've never spoken to an NFL player before, so this is a first for me. I'm very honored. How did you get started in football? Why were you passionate about it?
I wasn't passionate about it at first. When I was a kid, my mom made me play football. She's like, you're going to play football because you need to be around men and you need to be around boys. There's too many girls in this house. And in the second grade, she kicked me out the house. I had to walk a mile, and I don't know the conversion, but I had to walk a mile and a half to practice, a mile and a half home every single day in uniform, sometimes in the dark. To practice, and I never played. I was horrible in football, but I'm so grateful for what my mom made me do. It gave me a foundation.
Yeah.
It gave me the mindset. It gave me the grit, the determination, and I carried that all the way from playing high school. Pee-wee football. I was like 7 years old, all the way through to the NFL, and so it was a huge blessing. Thanks, Mom.
So did you get scouted? Don't they call it scouted when people find you? And
So what happened is that the second year playing for Indiana University, I got a full scholarship to play football. Mm-hmm. And I had a great game. It was one particular game. I had an amazing game. And at the next day, because all athletes are required to go to training table. That's when you go and you check in, you say, I'm okay, or I'm not okay. I need ice and stim, and maybe a ligament's damaged or something,
Yeah.
And there were 2 NFL scouts. See, each NFL team, they have scouts. They have what you would consider behavioral psychologists on steroids, right?
Oh.
Because they can analyze everything, because there's millions upon millions of dollars on every recommendation and decision that they make. Yeah. This is serious stuff. Yeah. So you might not think of them as like, Silence of the Lambs, but that's who they are. They're like, you ate oatmeal this morning at 5 o'clock. He had mucinex. These guys know. And
oh no!
I walked into the training room and they're looking at me as I'm walking, And I'm like, well, hi, I'm Shawn Harper. And the scout for one particular team said, oh, we know exactly who you are.
Oh,
Like, oh.
uncomfortable.
Well, no, I was blessed. I'm like, okay, I'm on some team's radar. And they
Oh,
followed me all from that season into the next season. And draft day in the NFL, I'm third pick in the fourth round. They found me.
awesome. So was it a dream come true for you when you got to that stage?
It was. It was. It was a surreal moment. It was a dream, but most of my life, I thought the dream was outside of me or outside of my grasp.
Mm.
But, as I, looked at it, as I focused on it, as I began to move towards it, an amazing thing happened. I didn't just move towards the dream moved towards me. It was choosing me. That's a very interesting point, because oftentimes in our arrogance, we think that, oh, we have a dream. Oh, we have a goal. Oh, we have a vision. And it's really the opposite, because you were born with that desire. Ask yourself, where do your desires come from? You're born with them. They're there. They clicked. So maybe on a certain level, you're not choosing your dreams. The dreams are choosing you.
I like that. That's a really powerful way of looking at it. That you don't have a choice in the matter. Your dreams are there. Whether you choose to follow them is a different thing.
Right. It's the one or two things that you'll do for absolutely free. Like, I will do this. This is my passion, which is why a lot of professional athletes, actors, and entertainers, they don't negotiate their own personal contract. They always have an agent do it, because their heart gets mingled up in there. Like, if someone asked me to come do like a motivational message, if you can get to me personally, ooh, you might get a third off my price there. You go to the booking agent, you can forget it. So I do. I try so hard to just evade. I was wondering if you can come speak to our blah, 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 this. And I'm like, you need to talk to my business manager, because she don't have the, you're not going to pull on her heartstring. She's going to tear you apart.
Well, I know that you do quite a lot of work with corporate, but you also do youth and non-profit. So you do go into each different area, whether they're paying high ticket price or not, don't you? So
yeah, it's an actual vetting process. There's more to just money. Opportunities oftentimes is greater than the bottom line. And if I can discern that, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to pour out and to invest, in the pour into people, it doesn't matter what the price point is at that point. I'll find ways to win on the back end. I'll get recommendations, or I'll do this, or I'll figure out a way to win, or I'll take the receipt and I give it to God. Like, okay, God, here's the invoice. Got to pay it.
Well, he's usually got a pot full of money. He's fine. He's got plenty to give you back. Yeah. He's not very stingy, is he?
No, it's not. Very plentiful. It's a system. It doesn't come to you if it can't get through you. So
yeah. So talk about your youth work. Well, not just your youth work. Which of the three areas, from corporate, youth, and non-profit, do you enjoy the most when you're public speaking?
Honestly, I like the nonprofit. Well, I love to do fundraisers. I love raising money for some reason. I'm very good at it. But I love speaking about the spiritual things of life. I love God, and I just love speaking about that. And it's extremely humbling, because there is something bigger than you, better than you. And the more you begin to focus on that in the laws of God, grace, repentance, forgiveness, gratitude, it kind of takes you out of yourself, which is where everyone needs to be, in my selfish opinion, and because our society focuses too much on ourselves. I mean, even the branding now, I face this, and it's just everything is all about you. And guess what? In life, it's not all about you. There's you in the equation, but sometimes you got to lose yourself to find yourself. Yeah. Sometimes you got to just like set yourself aside and pour into the next person, pour into the next individual, be the blessing to somebody else. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're all in this together. And what we give out is what we receive back.
Yes.
And we get it back 100-fold.
Yes.
If we give
Yes.
all our love, we're going to get blessed by
Yes.
getting it back, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
And making an impact in somebody's lives is just huge. Absolutely huge. So were you always brought up in the church? Were your family religious? Did you go to church all the time?
You know, it's funny. You know, I always say growing up, I had a drug problem because my mom would drug me to church Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. You know, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm Black, right? And so, you know, in the traditional Black church, it's not, you know, a 45-minute message, right? No. It's an all-day thing. You know, church may start at 9:30 in the morning, and we're going in different meetings and different this and different offerings. We might get out of there around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Wow.
Trust me, it's days. But it was just a head knowledge. It was just rules and regulations and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't that relationship. And it wasn't until I got injured playing in the NFL when I saw life for what it really is. And I saw people for who they really are. The people who I thought were my friends weren't. People who I thought that would be in my life forever, they weren't. Once they found out that I was hurt or potentially cut from the NFL, people turned on me. And
really,
oh my God, you know, it's one of the greatest pains. And I know I'm speaking to somebody out there. Listen to me. One of the greatest pains in life is rejection.
Yeah.
Abandonment. But sometimes rejection is protection. And feeling that rejection and isolation, I lifted my eyes to God and I said, God, I need you. I need you in this moment. I need you in this time. And he showed up. And we've been rolling ever since, nonstop, you know, me and my daddy, just loving, you know, and that is his, you know, his love, just love, you know, all the scriptures and all the this and this and all that, you know, man, just, you know, you're called to love, give, and forgive. That's your job. So,
yeah, it's really easy to get caught up in the rules and regulations and all this kind of bump
and
that
the politics. And the politics.
We don't need any of that. The root of it is pure love, isn't it? Like you said,
love.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you bring that out now so you do motivational speaking.
I do. And
I saw on your website, it said, I love it. It's from locker room to boardroom.
Yeah.
That is just awesome. I love it. So what kind of work do you do when you're on stage? How do you help people?
So, you know what? Interesting. I don't help people. I do help people. I help them discover the win within. I help them discover that the winner that they are. Okay. And that, you know, all actions, here's kind of the crux of a lot of my talks, methodologies and techniques and strategies, is that all action stems from thoughts. All thoughts come from your belief system. And that's where most people stop. But that's where most people stop, the belief. There's one step deeper. Your belief is nestled in what's called your self-concept. Who are you? So picture it like this. You see a great movie. That's a great movie. And that's one level. But you want to change the movie, but you can't change the movie until you change the actors and actresses. And you can't change the actresses and actresses until you change the script. And you can't change the script effectively until you change the title. And so you got to go back to the title. Who are you? Victim or victor? Who are you? A wimp or a winner? And I was born a winner. And I have documented proof that I was born a winner. And every single person either watching me or listening to me, you were born a winner, and I can prove it right now. Right? You ready?
Yep, go on then.
According to scientists, the sperm fertilizes the egg.
We've got that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Now, what happens is there's 1 to 2 million sperm cells. You are fighting to fertilize the egg, which means that you won.
That's so true.
And so now you're born. I am born. And the games that excite you the most are the win-lose games, hide and seek, racing down the street, whatever. I can win. That's number one. Oh, you get a little older and you're playing video games. Whew. And what is so exciting about a video game that will have my son playing all night is he wants to win. The DNA is still trying to find the win. And when you get a little older, you go to sports. People watch sports and TV, and some people watch football, some people watch football, and depending on what it is. But guess what? You are so locked up in the win. You want to win.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been across the pond. I played in NFL Europe, and I've been to the stadium in Edinburgh, and I've been over in London. I've been in Amsterdam. I've been in Scotland. And to see those fans, they will sing you a song, right? They're singing songs to you, and they're all concerned about the win. We're on the third or fourth, probably around the fourth grade. A new concept is introduced, and that concept is called success. Now, when you're a kid, you weren't concerned about success. Think about this for a second. You were concerned about winning or just competing or just having fun. But now they're introducing this thing called success. And they're telling you what you have to do to be successful in life. They're telling you that you have to live in a certain subdivision, go to a particular school, make a certain amount of money each year. You need to drive a car, Maserati and up.
Yeah.
And you have all that, then we, the world, will crown you as successful.
Oh, raising the hands to the sky. We're not worthy.
Yeah, exactly. So no. You're not called to be successful. You're called to win. And winning is the fullest expression of who you are mentally, physically, socially, emotionally. Most importantly, in my opinion, the financial part, but it's legacy. Legacy. That is the win. When you hand the baton off to the next generation, whether it's your kids or not, that's the win. And that can happen in like a plethora of ways, whether you're a doctor and you help in the community, whether you're a teacher and you're tutoring people for free. That's the win. Success teaches production. Win teaches reproduction, to reproduce. That to me is the win. And the greatest competitor, I'm almost finished, the greatest competitor, because people are thinking, well, if I win, someone has to lose.
Why do people think that? I know I've heard that so many times. Yeah.
The greatest competitor is you, fighting against your desires to be mediocre. You're fighting against the desires to be normal.
It's so much easier, isn't it, to be normal and to blend in and to not stand out, because we all generally, everybody does that, and when they just go along the same way. The one person that stands out, that steps out of the line and says, right, okay, I'm going to do this differently. And like you say, that you lose friends. People they don't want to be associated with something that's out of the norm.
Yeah. Right. It's funny because when we're younger, we're criticized for being different. But when we're older, we're admired for being different.
Yeah. You
take a runway model. Whoa, she's different. She's beautiful. My God, look at her. Or look at him. It's beautiful. Take a professional athlete. Wow, he's amazing. She's amazing. They admire people being different. And at the same time, when we're younger, they criticize you for being different because our system wants workers and conformists and not innovators and world changers.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can hear that. Definitely. Yeah. When you're in school, you have to fit in, don't you? Otherwise, you sat there with eating your sandwiches by yourself because nobody wants to see you.
Being teased every day. And no one wants that,
No, they don't. It's a shame that they don't instill in children that it's all right to be different, that they don't promote individuality.
It needs to be written into the curriculum.
Yeah.
And it's easy. I mean, you can do it easy. I mean, it's easily done. And they try to hide it. They have a ad hoc version, like celebrate diversity, but that's not, that's just a group. I'm talking about celebrate individuality. I'm an individual. I'm different. I'm me. That's, yeah.
We really need to own that, don't we, from a young age? Because otherwise people spend half their life searching for that. Yeah, they don't get it until later on in life. I know I didn't, because I thought, I wanted to be the same as everybody else. I didn't want to be different. And now I'm like, well, I don't care.
Yeah. Who cares?
Exactly. But it takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
To stand out. Yeah.
That is a very underrepresented word you just said. It's courage. Yeah.
So tell me about your speeching and your coaching. How did you get involved in that? I mean, it's quite a big jump from locker room to boardroom, isn't it? I mean, it's not something that you just generally go into randomly.
Well, no, actually, they tied together. So when I was playing professional football, each professional team, just like, in any sport, they have a PR department. And the PR department gets calls and requests to speak every day from, can we have a player come speak at our fundraiser? Can we have a player speak at our youth event? Can we get a couple of players to come speak? The PR department's like, okay. And I would always raise my hand. Hey, I'm there. I'll go speak. And that's how I cut my teeth. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. I kept getting better and better and better. And when I retired, the opportunities kept coming, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, even though you've got to be a certain level of fitness as an athlete, it is a lot about mindset and visualizing the end result to get yourself through it. Because, that's a whole part of professional athleticism, isn't it? That people don't think about.
Well, they don't have to think about it. They don't. A lot is given to them. Like example, when you go work for, an individual, it's you go into the work or you go to your office, they give you their expectations, they give you the do's and don'ts, they give you the written rules and the unwritten rules, and they give you your goals and your benchmark. And then they say, ready, set, go.
Yeah.
When you playing in the professional ranks, it's here are the rules, win. The less restrictions, that's just a crazy word. The less restraints you have, the more you have to use various parts of your mind, imagination, ingenuity to come up with the win. And so, so now I actually endeavor to, and thanks for saying that, I actually endeavor to bring a professional sports mindset into corporate America. Like, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
There's a few rules, there's rules that you have to, adhere by playing professional sports. Right? So you have to look for the edge, and what we call the edge, right? We got to find the edge. It's whatever small thing that can give me or my team or my organization the edge. So one of the things that we do is that we have an entire scouting department. Remember those guys I was telling you that analyze people? Well, they also Clarice, tell me more. So they also analyze teams. They analyze every player on that team. If the other team runs a play, they're not only going to analyze how many times the team ran that play, they're going to analyze who was in when they ran that play. They're going to analyze the success, how many yards they get when they ran that play, what part of the game that they ran that play. They're going to know the tendencies. Now think about that for a second. Imagine if you were to take that as a business owner and apply that to corporate America, that you had an analysis, not just a strength, weakness, and all that, the SWOT.
Yeah.
Not just that. I mean, you've got in-depth analysis of your competition. You know everything about them. Like, you have copies of their handbooks. I mean, you know them in and out. You know who they recently hired. You scrub their LinkedIn. You know all the new hires, new talent. You know where they're going. You have a copy of their strategic plan. Yeah. That type of mindset gives you the edge.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's just one. of a ton of examples. But we spend a lot of time analyzing our competition in sports. We don't do that in corporate America.
No, it doesn't go into such depth, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how are you going to be my competitor and I don't know nothing about you?
I don't know what prices you've got. That's about it.
You're awesome. Thank you so
much.
I
mean, like you said, it's the people that are in business.
Yeah.
That are they are the assets, aren't they? It's them that make the business what it is. So you have to know about those kind of people if you're wanting to suss out your competition. So,
and you have to know about your own people.
Yes.
You have to know your team. You have to understand your team.
But it's important to make it because it can be just a business full of people working for you. They're not automatically a team.
Right. And having an effective coach and having a powerful culture with the right goal and the right win will facilitate that and will attract that.
Yeah. Perfect. That's really powerful. I love that. It's so amazing. So, Shawn, how can my listeners get in touch with you or learn more about you if they're interested in learning about being part of your team and working alongside you? So, and also, but not contacting you directly because I have to go through your PR person.
Oh, trust me. She has passwords to my email, Instagram, everything.
Not getting past her.
Unless you show up at my doorstep, you're not getting.
She was probably the one that set up this interview in the first place.
No, that was another assistant that set that one up. Yeah. This one right here, my goodness, is like, man, I'm like, I hope my wife doesn't have to set an appointment. Like, my God. But you know what? It's awesome because she has a great mindset and it keeps me, oh my God, it's so funny. It keeps me in line, right? Because, I'm like free spirited, like, let's go, let's change the world, let's win. And she leaves me these messages, right? And it's like, slowly, like 5-minute messages, and it just corrals me and brings me right back in line. And I'm going to tell you something. It has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I look forward to that because I need it, and she has been a great addition. Oh yeah, she's probably the best VA I've ever worked with in my life. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, she's awesome.
Big shout out to your VA then. Bless her.
Yeah.
So how can people find you then? Give us your. I know your website is Shawn Harper.
ShawnHarper.org. That's ShawnHarper.org. My Instagram, which please, everyone go to my Instagram because I need to get people on my Instagram, right? That's what get people on your Instagram so you can market, whatever. I'm like, okay.
Please follow him on Instagram.
Shawn Harper Speaker on Instagram.
Okay.
And last but not least, if you can go to Shawn Harper, ShawnHarper, ShawnHarper.co, I'll give you a free copy of my book. It's on there. And of course, you got to put your name and email in there. Yes, do that. Yeah. But you get a free copy of my book. Or if you want a hard copy, you can go to Amazon. So
that's ShawnHarper.ceo. Is that what you said?
ShawnHarper.co.
Oh, CO. Okay, perfect. Free book on there, guys. Anything that's going to help you get and become a winner that you are. Yes. So any lasting words of impact that you can give to my listeners, Shawn? Go on. Get them all riled up. Get them excited.
In life, you will get knocked down. You will get knocked down. You will be disappointed. You will be rejected. You will come in last. But if you can look up, you can get up. And in football, you don't have to win all 4 quarters to win the game. There's a first half and a second half. Choose today and make it your halftime and go back out as a victor and not as a victim.
Ooh, I really loved that. Wow, that was so good. I'm going to have to, when I re-listen to this, I'm going to have to write it down.
That's cool.
That was really good. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. It has been a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you so much. Anytime.
Thanks, Shawn.
All right. Be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Happy, Inspired, Motivated podcast. I'll be back next week bringing more meditation, mindset, and motivation for your happy and successful life. To find out more about our community, go to tarachatzakis.com/happy, inspired, motivated.